Letitia, thank you, thank you. Um, I'm hoping my everything will work, but it might not. It might be acting stupid up in here. But that's all right. If it don't, we'll go to something else. That's perfectly fine. How was work today, Cruz? Everybody, this Cruz works with me at Big Lots. Um, were you at work today, Cruz? While I set up a find something else to have for background. Hopefully, everybody rejoins me. I had to restart my stream. Hopefully, everybody will pop back in. Let's see if we can get everything going here. But yeah, let me know. Let me know in chat where you are in the world, how things are, how things are looking. Um, if you don't know, I do work at a local Big Lots, um, and of course, like most places, we have big stores here, dollar stores and Walgreens and WalMarts, and um, so it has been. We'll we'll just we'll just go into a world and see what's going on. We'll just mess around with some stuff since I couldn't get the other one to work. But yeah, it's I've been like oh, are you serious? Come on, man. I think most people are. I think most people are in between the team. Nobody seems to be. Maybe no, I shouldn't say nobody. Let's just say professionals. Anybody that I have seen. What is going on? Okay, weird. Uh, let's figure out what's going on with this now. Are you serious? Oh, that's how it goes. Um, okay, then we'll play. We'll do something else. Not a problem. Um, I think most people are kind of in. Like I said, I think they're in between. Most people are they're kind of like, well, what do we, oh my God, it's the end of the world. And we'll start with who? Well, pretty much everybody. Everybody that you can talk to right now just seems to be in a full out blown panic. We'll just go into my test world. Everybody seems to be just in a. I mean, I'm sure you have seen pictures online. I know I've posted a few. Um, it's it's crazy how people are just in this blind. well, I mean, there's no other word for it. Just panic. People are buying stuff, and I mean everybody. It's not just poor people. It's not just um, you know country people. It's not just what it's everybody. Rich, poor, black, white, purple, green, Democrat, Republic, whatever. People are just it's crazy. I mean, I work at a Big Lots, and people are just grabbing stuff up like there is never going to be another roll of toilet paper on this planet. Now, why? Which leads, of course, to why? Why are people doing this? Well, I mean, of course, it's the virus, but I think it's also. Hey, Sakura, what's up, girl? Um, I just talking about the five W's of this thing going on. Um, is it like that up in Canada, Sakura? Are shelves emptying like just I mean crazy? Is it are people just panicking up there? What's it like up around where you are in Canada? Just general location. I mean, not what's it? What are you seeing of there? Because here, we are seeing. I mean, it's just my daughter posted sent me a picture from Walmart. She went by just to get a couple of things, and the shelves are bare. I mean, bare. Um, it's I mean, and it's snowing outside. It's nuts. Like yeah, we were talking in Skype. Where Sakura's mom works, there's no toilet paper at all. Nothing at Walmart. All the other stores. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Um, and but I understand. I am trying very hard to stay in the middle, of the road. Of course, as any human being, I want to go to Team Panic. I want to, you know, scrape together every bit of money I can and go buy everything in the store that I even remotely think is going to help me, you know, fend off the end of the world. Which, the prepared part of me is thinking, okay, yeah, but that 9 pack of toilet paper that I just bought, that's going to last more than 2 weeks. Yeah, Terry, you're right. Easy Terry says, I mean, it's wise to make sure you have a bit more canned soup and other non-perishables in stock at home, but the race for some things seems crazy. Absolutely. Um, of course, the first things to go were, I mean, the normal things that you think about. Um, Toilet paper. Um, of course, this isn't a snowstorm, so of course the milk and the bread didn't go anywhere. We all seen that. So when you say, flu, I mean, people of course start thinking um, cough medicine, Kleenex, um, you know, hand sanitizer, and I'm like, why didn't the soap sell out? Why didn't people just buy antibacterial soap? Why didn't people just buy soap and wash their hands like you're supposed to? Because a lot of it has to do. That's the I guess the why is because people are just whipping this thing up, and most of it it's misinformation. It's like I have watched some of these people, and these are people, prominent people that we listen to. We see them regularly in the news, and they are saying some of the god awfulest craziest things I have ever heard in my life. And most of them, okay, when it comes to medical stuff, I don't know about you guys, but I am going to listen to a medical person. Okay? I'm not going to listen to um, some economist. I don't even know who that guy was, but there was some economist talking about, well, maybe we should just give this to everybody and um all at the same time, and I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? What are you you know? Um it's what is anything got to do with anything, you know? Um and I'm like, okay, first of all, I mean, you want to listen to your government, but this is just again my I am not getting political. All I am saying is, um, you want your government to make clear, concise, give out clear, concise information. You know what I'm saying? Um, you need them um, to do this not for political gain, not for, because once again, this is a voting year. You know what I'm saying? Um, you want I want to know, okay, what are you doing? Yeah, no, nobody's doing it. That's the problem. And like I said, this has nothing to do with um, Democratic, Republican. I don't care, because let's face it, folks. The virus doesn't care. It doesn't care who you voted for, how you vote, or how liberal or conservative you are. It could care less. It cares about making you sick. That's all it cares about. That's all it does. Uh, you know, um, it's just I don't know. People have just got to calm down and listen to the right things. But on the other hand, we have got to. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. The PM in Canada's wife has got it, and he might have it too. Um, we have. I mean, but we've got to not just start screaming. We can't go to Team Panic. Oh my God, it's the end of the world, and buy just rush into these stores. I mean, I've already seen like people get shoved out of the way so somebody else could get to the last, you know, 24 pack of water. My daughter said she got one of the last ones at Walmart and said the woman looked at her like she was about ready to kill her. And I'm just like, oh my God. I understand why. I understand the why of it. I know people are scared. Um, um, it's, but think responsibly. You know what I'm saying? Um, think about. Okay, I was watching video. Um, who who is not shocked by this? Obviously, the doomsday preppers. I mean, they've been doing this stuff for their whole decades. You know, they're probably sitting there with their arm crossed, going, "Yep, I knew it. We told you. Everybody thought we were crackpots." Um, it's people are just like, um, you know, um, like it, I watch a couple of people that are like extreme couponers, and I'm thinking to myself, boy, that room full of stuff that you saved all that money on, you got a whole new appreciation for it, yeah, I mean I'm surprised that see that's what scares me. Um, where if it was just if it was just in one country, or if it had been contained, we would all be distanced from it, and we would be going, "Oh, that is so sad. Would you look at that?" You know what I'm saying? But until it's in your face, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not real until you, and I still don't think that it's hit some people because we hear about, well, now, us, for instance, down here in North Carolina, I think so far, I think there have been like 8 cases. It might be more now, because people aren't being tested. So, I mean, there's no telling how many it is. So people are like, well, what's going on? What's the, you know, unless you know somebody, and I'm like, because Washington D.C. is a long way away. California is a long way away. You know what I'm saying? Where, like the big, New York is a long way away. So until it's somebody that, I think what made it real for a lot of people, and this is no lie, when they announced that Tom Hanks and his wife were quarantined. That's, and not because he's a movie star, not because he's rich, but because everybody knows him. You know what I'm saying? He's this wonderful, likable guy. Everybody knows him, right? That is what I think. That's what I think kind of woke people up to the fact. Oh my God, Tom Hanks. Well, if Tom Hanks can get it, you know, and then I'm not a basketball fan or anything like that, but then the basketball players. Well, if so and so can get it, my God, anybody can get it. So I think that actually made it a little more real for us ordinary Joe Blow people. You know what I'm saying? But what's really gonna hit is it's when it happens not 2 or 3 states away. Yeah, this is my country, but those places are hundreds and hundreds of miles away from me. Um, but when it happens in this neighborhood, and I mean, I'm hearing rumors that it's already happened. Can I confirm it? No. Did not talk to the source I got it from was very reliable. Um, you know. Oh yeah, everything's being canceled. Like I haven't heard anything about schools here. I know that locally they're saying that they're just keeping an eye on it. Um, you know, I haven't heard anything officially. But see, now that's another thing. Um, I don't have kids in school anymore, so I don't pay attention to that stuff anymore. So, and then I would like to think to myself, because here's another W. Where? Where are we looking for this to hit the worst? Well, you would think high traffic cities, big cities, right? That makes sense. Yeah, people come in contact with more, right? Yes, I did see where that Italy has pretty much shut down their whole country. Would that work in Canada, Sakura? Think about it. Because honestly, I don't know if it would work in the United States. I know that there are already some states. I think North Carolina is one of them. I know the president did the national emergency. And people are going to start panicking over that. But basically, what that does is free up money for emergency measures. You know, it automatically puts things in motion. People need to remember that. Terry says my brother's wedding at the end of the month in Boston's canceled, and many teleconference. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be doing that. I know a lot of graduations, colleges are getting ready to graduate. Some of them, I know I saw that on Facebook. A young lady that I know, and I guess I didn't mean to be mean when I said it, but I was kind of like, well, first of all, they're not going to take back his they're not going to take back his degree, you know. So don't get mad at that. I mean, you can't blame schools for trying to take precautions. I told her, I said, you guys do him a graduation at home, make him like a little ceremony. I said he'd probably love that, you know. Um, did he? I mean, he didn't get the degree just so he could brag about it. And they're not going to take it back. You just don't get to walk across the stage, Make him a stage to walk across, you know. Uh, Sakura says it would really suck if it happened. I think it would cause panic like it did there. I'm not sure. It's never happened here before. See, and that's another thing, Sakura. Um, a lot of you saw what I wrote, yeah. A lot of people have never had to deal with anything like this. Like I said, it's all about the where. When things happen, it's usually somewhere over there, as opposed to in your face. You know what I'm saying? It's in this country. It's in that country. Um, I made a statement about the government should have been quicker off the mark doing quarantines. And I mean, instantly I had people in my face. Well, President Trump did so and so, and I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant that the Chinese government should have done something um, quicker, but it should have been to listen to when that doctor first came out with this and was trying to get people's attention, and y'all shut him down. That's the government I was talking about. Because, like I have been trying to preach, this virus does not care what affiliation you are. It does not care if you are a Republican. It does not care. Um, yeah. Um, People need facts. They need reliable, calm facts. And if you are not an expert on this, don't be given medical facts. Yeah. I mean, and the poor guy ended up checking himself into his own hospital and dying. I mean, good God. We have got to, we've got to calm down. We have got to get a grip on ourselves. If nothing else, for our for our own sakes. You know what I'm saying? Um, we have got to, because I mean, like I said, I work. Kimberly Scott up in the house. Say, Kimberly, what's up? How are you? What's going on in your neck of the woods? We're just sitting here discussing team prepared or team panic. Um, what do you think? How's it looking where you are, Kim? Come on, keyboard. What are you doing? My keyboard's acting stupid. Um, it's here. It is just to the point, and I mean, I live in a just normal panic shopping. Yeah. Um, I am trying to be prepared, but I am certainly. We sorted that stuff out weeks ago. Um, just for everybody's general information, what country are you in? Come on, keyboard. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's Australia. There we go. Here we are, all over the world. Um, yeah, people have got to, and I think the why of it is a lot of it, and again, this is just my personal opinion. The only person it matters to is me. I think the why of it is just because of so much vague information. Every once in a while, you'll get a really solid, good report on the news. Everything else is clickbait or sensationalism. Um, it's everybody. Um, at first, everybody was like, "Well, I mean, that can't come here." Yeah, isn't I know and see, I think that's another thing. The internet is on both teams, prepared and panic. Um, I don't know which one it's helping more right now. I can't decide. On the one thing, um, you get information quicker. You know what I'm saying? If you need to look up something, hopefully it's the CDC. You know, um, you would want to look at see how what they're doing, the latest measures. Um, it is alarming, and it's good that we have those numbers to look at. But some of the numbers that we are hearing about, it's you know what I'm saying. They're not talking about some of the other numbers that we need to. Um, it's only this many people have died. Alert. You know, important update. Here it comes. And I'm like, I get that. I get what you're saying, but you need more input. You need more. You know, President does the countrywide. What? Well, what does that mean? What are you doing? And then you get some vague rambling, and that's just not from him. That's from a lot of people. You know, well, what does that mean? Well, now I did read that some states have already got some National Guard coming up. Um, and the first thing that people are going to think is, oh my God, it's going to be martial law, you know? And before you can even get any correct information going, it's going to be a panic. I had now that's another thing that I'm trying not to get into is religion, because I had a friend. I know she is a level-headed woman. She's raised her kids on her own. Um, she's been through some struggles. I know how solid she is, and the first thing out of her mouth was, and I quote her, um, "I don't have to worry about the coronavirus. Me and my husband will be fine. We left it in God's hands." Okay, folks. It is my honest belief, if you believe in whatever God you believe in, they're probably an independent. I doubt seriously if Jesus Christ cares if you are a Republican or a Democrat. And I know the virus don't care. We have my answer was, and I stick by this, and I probably shouldn't say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Um, God, if you believe in a God, God has already done his part. He gave you common sense. Now it is up to you to use it. Okay? That's all I'm going to say on that. We have got to use some common sense. We have got to. Let me see if I can get let's see here. Just so you can kind of let's see. Hopefully we can. Let's see if I can get this picture. Let's see right here. Um, Let's see. Hopefully I can. I don't know. Probably not. I wish I could get this picture for you. It's it's just a picture of. Oh, come on. Let's see. I probably can't find it. Probably not. It's I probably can't get it. I can't find it, but yeah, it's. Oh my God, I just don't. I don't get it. Um, gotta spin up my MC internal instance to prepare for my Red Queen. Okay. Um, yeah, it's we've. I mean, I understand people when people are panicking and you're scared. You want to put your trust in faith, or and I understand that. I'm not disparaging it. I'm not saying anything negative about it. I'm just saying that you have, if you do believe, or if you're religious, you have got to believe that God, whoever that is to you, gave you enough common sense to know what to do practically. You know? Um I just I don't get it. I just I don't get it. I don't get it. Um why um why? Just why? 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 I don't know. It's crazy. It's just it's insane how things can get so out of control so fast. Um how can things go just I mean as just as crazy, I mean so quick. That's what gets me. How can things just spiral um just almost overnight, you know? How can things go from everything's okay to I don't know. It's scary. It's a scary thought. Um, I don't know. I guess I don't know. It's it's scary. It's scary. There's not any another way to say it. It's just I'm trying to get my things fixed here. I don't know. It's spooky. It's scary. It's um mm, I don't know. And I wonder how much what kind of does oh yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. It's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse because it hasn't fully. Everybody's doing what I call copy panic right now. They're seeing whatever their neighbor is doing, and that's what they're doing. That's why there ain't no. That's why there's no toilet paper. Somebody thought to themselves, well, I'm gonna get it. I know I am. So I need to get enough stuff to last a month in my house. And they rushed to the store and started buying stuff, and somebody saw them do it, and they're thinking, "Oh my God, I need to do that. What's going on?" You know, why are they panicking? Um, I'm like, let's find out. And before you know it, and see this is where, in my opinion, um, social media is not helping because I can instantly tell you that, Kim, oh my God, I just went to the store and there is nothing anywhere, and you had better run to the store right now. I am telling you, girl, you better get all the toilet paper you can because there's not going to be any tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. See, back in the 70s, I mean, it was newspapers. Things came slowly, but when they did come across the news, I mean, come on, let's be honest. You could trust what was coming across. You know what I'm saying? Because these were men. I mean, there was men and women that we saw every night. We knew. I mean, they had that. Um, you know, it's they had that uh, trust. I mean, now there's what is going on? Custom skin loader. Okay, I do not know what the problem is. Um, I don't know. It's just custom skin loader. Yeah, it's. Let's see if I can get rid of that. If that'll help. Um, people are. We're not paying. Like I said, we're not paying attention to who we need to be paying attention to. We need to be paying attention to medical personnel. Yeah, one of the yeah, I got a fabric mod that is not happy. Um, we need to be paying attention to um, the people that know what they're talking about. We need to be paying attention to um, people that are like I like to. And this is going to sound. I mean, you can listen to whoever you want to. I'm not telling anybody. I'm not. Uh, preaching anybody or praising any. I'm just saying this is who I listen to. I watch Philip DeFranco. That's probably one of the few news people that I watch, simply because um, when it's an opinion, I know it's an opinion. Um, when it's, I mean, he usually hits on. Sometimes he hits on stories I don't even know about, but I know he does his. So, um, yeah, and I mean, 7 times out of 10, I will trust media, but you've got to read into what they are saying. Yeah, I totally agree, Kim. I cross check. I look for other references. I look to see what somebody else is saying. Um, is your report the same as their report? Where is this information coming from? Who did you talk to? Why? I mean, my five W's can, help a lot. Um, who, who, who is your source? Why? Where did they say it? When did they come to this conclusion? Um, what people, what groups, what entities were involved in making these decisions. That's what I want to know. That's so I can make an informed. That's what I need to know. Um, it's let me show you. Let's do something right here in Minecraft. Minecraft's a perfect thing to do the zombie apocalypse with. Um, Here is a grocery store, right? Okay. Um, there is all these aisles of stuff, right? And we walk down these, and no, I don't need that. No, I don't need that. I never use that. And we go about and we shop in our own fashion. Yes, I do need, you know, I do need a pack of toilet paper. And I need some Kleenex. And, I probably need, I need some, um, I need some Lysol. I used up the last I had in the bathroom. And I better get something for dinner tonight. And Johnny needs some fruit for his lunchbox on school Monday. You know what I'm saying? And we shop, and it's a normal day. And we go home, and then we watch the news. And it's not, this thing is not in China anymore. It's, I think when I started really paying attention to it was when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm just saying, I mean, Italy out of nowhere those towns were quarantined. I mean, just boom, out of nowhere, and quarantined. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Because part of me, you know, the political part that I try not to think about, even to myself, was you kind of almost expect things like that to happen in China. Crackdowns and the government controlling things. And I mean, because that's just their jam. You know what I'm saying? That's how they run, that's how they do. So you're not really shocked when you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's like, well, that there you go. That's China for you. And you shake your head and you go on and you go to the grocery store and you buy your stuff, right? But then it was the cruise ships, and then it was Iran, and then it was, and but all you hear about, um, yeah, is then you start hearing stories like that, Sakura, little stories, not big stories on news, little personal stories. Then it becomes a little more home. It's not some entity you see on TV or the internet or YouTube or wherever you get your news from. It's somebody you know. You know what I'm saying? Um, as hubby do put it, um, it's somebody in walking distance. You know, um, it ain't somewhere over there in the mist somewhere. It's somebody that lives right down the road, and I can see the top of their house from here. Yeah, and then the ships came, and you're like, well, okay, what's going on? And then you see it. You see those. Oh my God! What happened to Yeah, I mean, and some, like I said, some people have been following this from the very beginning when it was just um, a little glint. Something strange is going on, and it has to do with this air market, and we'll keep you updated. And then people go on to see what the latest, the newest. Because I mean, let's face it, we're in the middle of an election, and people are just glued to that stuff. You know, people are glued to it. So you think to yourself, okay, it's probably nothing. It's just another crazy kind of flu. I mean, it's that season. We're going from this part of the world's going from winter to spring, and everybody's got colds, and it'll pass, and it's okay. You know. So, and then it's like, I mean, I remember when I saw the first person walk up to the counter at the store, and they did not have um, one pack of toilet paper. She had 4 packs of toilet paper, the big ones, and I'm thinking to myself, because we do have a lot of people around here that have rentals. I live in the mountains, so a lot of people, have rentals here. That's like a side business. That's how they make money. They rent out homes, or they rent out. I know a couple people, like, their parents have passed on, so it's like, they rent out the houses. So I'm thinking, okay, well, and then it was more people, and then it was more people, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then all of a sudden, I mean, one day I come in, it like a week and a half ago, and I know that all the toilet paper was there because I'm the person that put it there. And folks, it is gone. And I'm like, okay, uh, what is going on? And then it's not that you're dumb to it or you're blind to it. You just kind of put it on the back burner because you're waiting to see. You know, I mean, is that how you guys are finding it? I mean, is it like that everywhere? Are people, you were kind of aware of it, and you were thinking, well, okay, but as soon as we heard, as soon as when I don't know, I think my thing was when Italy just all of a sudden out of the blue, I mean, those towns were quarantined, and I'm like, that's not China. I think that's when I got the first inkling of something like, uh, what is going on here? Why you do that? Nobody else is doing that. you know. Um, yeah, it was that kind of got me. And then all of a sudden, um, you know, we have no clinics. And then, I mean, in just last week, I mean, I remember distinctly the 2 women that got the last of our hand sanitizer. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, and you don't even give it accreditation. You know what I'm saying, Kim? It's like you look at it and you got. But I remember those 2 ladies distinctly, and the one she had the last 4 or 5 of just like the regular little pump. The 5 ounce, the little pump hand sanitizer. And she looked at me and she goes, "Do you have any more of this?" And I'm thinking to myself, "My God, 5 ain't enough." She goes, "Haven't you been watching the news? You want to get some of this stuff? It's gold." And I'm like, "No." So then, of course, like everybody else, I started hitting the internet. What in the world is going on? And then you start seeing it. Shelves empty. Breaking news. And that's another thing that gets me ticked off too. Everybody has alerts and breaking news. Nobody can just tell you, uh, okay, let me tell you calmly what the newest news is. Everybody's got breaking news. Am I too loud? Do I seem too loud to everybody? Um, Everybody's got, alert, alert, new alert, new numbers, new, you know, um, thousands more, and I'm sure these numbers are correct, but I, how many times have you seen anybody say, "Yeah, but let's also tell you the numbers of, people that they've had mild cases, they're recovering." Um, oh no, I'm not denying that. I'm not following it. I am right there with you, girl. I am watching everything. You know. Um. Okay. Thanks. No, I'm not saying I'm not doing. I'm sucking it in like a sponge. You know. And then it starts. Then you see it starting with people that you know in your neighborhood. And then right behind that woman, this woman was looking at her in line and went back and got the last large, big 16, 22 ounce, hand sanitizer, which I can honestly tell you, peeps, sat there for months on the end cap and nobody bought them. Because, I mean, I stock and I move sets around and when new features come in, and I know it was there because I put it there. You know what I'm saying? So people can't. I mean, and I'm just like, and she come back. She goes, "Do you have any more?" And I said, "No, I think that's the last one." Well, I went back to look, and there was one shoved way back around the corner behind some shampoo or something. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. The first thought I had was, I'm just going to leave that puppy there, and when everybody goes home, I'm going to buy it. But I didn't. I made sure it was priced, and I put it up by the register. And she looked at it, and I looked at her, and I shrugged, and she bought it. I mean, you know. So then, of course, everybody's like, "Oh no, no, we got to put a stop to this." So everybody starts slapping up signs, and our store. I mean, we have already started getting emails. My manager is, employees. We have to stay 6 feet apart. We have to constantly wash our hands. If we use hand sanitizer, I mean, you want to reassure people that you're doing everything you can. I mean, you want to help people. You know, um, yeah, but I mean, and some of the, and then, but what gets me as as an employee. Yeah, we rent a small house in a major city and have a small garage which we can't get a car in, so we started to use it as a store. No, it's I mean, and people are, I mean, people are, yeah, it's very easy to make, but the problem is I think people are going to, and I mean, and yeah, I mean, I know the recipe. I mean, I'm sure everybody does, what is it, 2/3 cup of um alcohol and what, a third cup of aloe vera and like a little bit of essential oil, just to get that strong smell, and you got some hand sanitizer. But the problem is, I mean, antibacterial soap, it is designed, it is engineered when there are germs on your hands to just, it attaches itself to that soap and it washes it away. Now, I know hand sanitizer, you know, kills germs. But sometimes it also kills the good enzymes and stuff we have on our skin that our body produces to. Uh, oh yeah, honey, liquor stores are going to get hit next. I have no doubt in my mind. Um, that will be the next W. That will be the next where. When people cannot find hand sanitizer, bleach, I kid you not, I have already heard people talk, and I'm talking about in the store, standing looking at gallons of bleach, wondering how they could turn it into hand sanitizer. Hurry back, Kim. Yeah, no, it's gonna happen. I guarantee it. It's gonna happen. Me and my daughter were talking about this. She said when she went to Walmart, um, they okay, thanks, Sakura. You can put it here. You can go ahead and put the link here. Um, let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find real quick. I'll show you some of the pictures, what it looks like here. If I can, this is This is my daughter took this picture. Um, Sakura, I'm gonna on Discord. Would you go in my room? That link that my daughter put up. Um, would you put that in the chat for me? It's Let's see if I can. Oh, I might be able to see if I can do it. Here we go. There we go. There's my. That's what my daughter shared with me. Um, it's and it's gonna start hitting things that people are not expecting. That's the wind, and the wind is soon. Okay, it's gonna start hitting things that people are not thinking about now, and I'm talking about. Um, Remember when we went down the aisle and we got. Now um, it's gonna be personal items. It's going to be um, spray bottles. It's going to be, well, ladies, I mean, let's be honest. It's going to be tampons. It's going to be personal hygiene things, uh, deodorant, and it's going to because people are going to think, you know what I'm saying? People are going to start eventually thinking outside the box, and it's going to get so ridiculous that I mean, when you go into it, people are just thinking, um, it ain't like snow, um, and we need bread and milk. It's gonna be every single thing. Here's our grocery store. Every single thing in this store is gonna be. I have to have it in my life. If I don't, my family's gonna die. So people are going to start using credit cards. They are going to break themselves. They are going to break themselves trying to go out into the world and get as much stuff as they can, and it doesn't matter what it is. I really believe this. It does not matter what it is. They, oh, my cousin's niece, sister-in-law's brother's baby is 2 years old. I better get some diapers for them. You know what I'm saying? That's where I think this is going to go to. And another thing that kind of worries me, and I mean, I'll be honest with you, um, especially with Hubby Doo. I mean, he is on 8 different heart and blood pressure medications. Okay. Um, do I think that stores or pharmacies are going to be unable to do it? No idea. When panic sets in, things get misconstrued quickly. You know what I'm saying? Um, People are going to buy things that they don't even. Because I was talking about this on Facebook. People are going to buy things that they don't even eat. Um, and I promise you, after this is over and it's under control again, which it will be. I know that seems like an impossibility right now, but once we get a hold on it and people listen and calm down, it will get back under control. Um, so until then, we've just got to be calm, you know? And I don't think people are there yet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I can't find it in my state, should I go to the next state? Because that's already happening here county wise. First, it was town wise because we have like several little towns around here. So it's then it was, well, there's nothing over in Clay County. I better go over to Cherokee County and see if I can find it. How much? How long is it going to take till it's okay. Because now look at me. I live on the tip of North Carolina. Okay, so there is Tennessee and Georgia all right here together. So, and I'm talking about within 20 minutes of me driving. That is not. I mean, people drive 20 minutes. That's nothing. You know what I'm saying? But we are kind of isolated out here in this little town where I live. But and that's a good thing I think too. So, but I think a lot of people are going to think it's a bad thing. I mean, because Sakura, do you live in a big city or do you kind of live on the outskirts of one? Um, or I mean, just in don't put any personal information, but just in relation to where you live, how far is it to the next town? You know what I'm saying? Because how long is it going to take people to get into their panicked state of mind? Well, there's not going to be any more delivery trucks. Um, so do I need to drive to the next state and get something? You know, our motto here is we're 2 hours from anywhere, and that's true. We are 2 hours from any direction you go. We are 2 hours um, to a major city. Atlanta, Georgia, Asheville, North Carolina, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Gatlinburg up in, we're 2 hours from anywhere, you know? So, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So, um, like, we are, what are, like, the trains and stuff, Kim? Um, See, we don't have anything like that here. Have you seen like a big? Are people not taking them now? Are there any precautions? Um, See, that's another thing. I live in the. I mean, biking is just that's not something that is practiced here a lot. Are you seeing less people doing that? I guess my thing is, I think the next thing is people are going to start hoarding things that they do not need. Um, just because I have no doubt in my mind that it will, if we do not get a grip on this thing quickly, and I'm talking quickly as in, I mean, because seriously, a world pandemic moves at its own pace. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm talking about in the weeks to come. Um, in the weeks to come, I think people are going to be panicked to the point of they are going to be hoarding things that are so non-essential. You know what I'm saying? And what there's a lady on that I know in this neighborhood. I don't really, I just know her. I know who she is, but she is a one of those extreme couponers. And honey, her pantry it looks like a grocery store, but she is not a hoarder, and she did not do this. Is a lifestyle she has done this for years. You know, she goes all over the place to different stores and stuff and does the extreme couponing. I mean, and can haul in $400 or $500 worth of stuff for like 20, 30, $40. But she dispenses it to family. She gives a lot to like the yeah, yeah, extreme couponers. It's a big thing here. Um, oh, is it not really? Oh, it's a big. Do y'all have um like does preppers, like into world preppers? See, now I'm back in the backwoods, so I mean I've got people. We've got people that uh, people are just very suspicious. I mean, and see that's another thing. From region to region and country to country, and I mean just town to town, we all think of ourselves as so much alike. But what is extreme and crazy in one place is like just that's a thing here. You know, um, do y'all have a lot of like doomsday preppers? Have you? Do you even know what that is? Sakura. How about up there? Is that a thing that you hear about a lot up there? Because I do hear it around here. Yeah. Uh, we have those. For lack of a better word, um, hermits. That, I mean, they stick to themselves. They don't trust anything. They don't trust media. They don't trust government. They have their, I mean, they have their places ready. Um, you know, that's another thing that worries me. Is like immigrants, and I mean, I'm talking about people that are here legally. Um, you know, um, oh, it's their fault, because that's just people's mindset right now. If you have somebody to blame, it's like you can concentrate all that fear and hate on that person or that group or that entity or that, you know, if the sheriff comes out and says, well, we've got to block roads, and then the next thing you know, you got people with shotguns. I mean, that is the mentality. Like from where I live, I mean, I've already seen people talking about it on Facebook. Anybody comes on my property, and I'll shoot them. And that's just, I mean, because this is, I mean, we are just backwoods rednecks here, you know, and that's just truth. There is, yeah, yeah, it would be, yeah. See, it's going to come down to, and us and them, I think is going to become um smaller. You know what I'm saying? Us and them. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That some things, is so, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there are. I'm it's with a good head on her shoulders, Brenda. No, I mean, I'm trying to. Of course, I'm scared. I've got kids. I've got a husband. I've got family. Of course, I'm scared. And it's a scary thing. You cannot say it's not. I'm not trying to downplay it in any way. But I am also not going to go knock some 90-year-old woman out of the way to get a roll of toilet paper. Oh, honey, that's the culture here. I mean, and that's not dismissing it lightly. I mean, that's just, you know, me and my kids have had this discussion a lot of times, because we like that kind of movie, like, zombie apocalypse, and you watch that stuff and you laugh, and it wouldn't be anything like that. No, honey, you take away the modern conveniences of this world, and people will divert to cavemen with clubs and beating each other over the head for a scrap of meat. That, I'm just saying, if you take away, if you take away modern conveniences, well, I mean, okay, yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true. When they started, when I saw that they posted, there some states, not many, are already calling up um, National Guard. And the first thing that people are going to say, well, martial law. They're going to shut the government. I've already seen that. They were talking to the president's going. He's doing a state of emergency. Basically, what that means is that will automatically open up certain emergency funds so they can start getting things rolling. You know, um, I mean, that's not all of it, but that's a big part of it. If um, that's like when a state here call puts it's a state of emergency. That means that that state qualifies for certain federal funding to help with dangerous situations, whatever's going on. You get different grants and different monies for your state. That's why people do it. But the ordinary common folks who don't know anything about politics or what makes the inner tickings of our country run, when they see words like that, they automatically think it is the end of the world because they're not listening to the the who they should be listening to. They're listening to Aunt Fred and Uncle Betty, who hate whoever's in the office right now, and it's the end of the world. Oh, there you go. See, I told you, amen. It's the end of the world. And depending on where you are, I mean, it can be catastrophic. Yeah, I mean, people are just not. I mean, you don't want to say that you're glad that somebody getting sick, but some of these people are they're mocking it. They're going around, they touching all this stuff, and touch, and then they got it. And I'm just like, there you go. I mean, people just, you've got to, I don't know. Some people's ideas of just, I don't know. It's scary. It's scary to think. And what gets me too, is it's happening so quick. Quick in the sense of, um, I mean, when you think of worldwide, even though, I mean, here we are, Canada, Australia, United States, and we are sending messages almost instantly to each other. Like you said, Kim, 70s, early 80s, that was unthinkable. Even if you had a phone, and I'm not talking cell phone, I'm talking to pick up the, pick it up and call. Even calling international could take a long time. If you could get a good, you know what I'm saying? Um, the quickness of how things. Oh God, I miss the '80s too. I hear you, girl. Um, it's just, yeah, it's, I don't know. I guess the quickness of how is too much information a bad thing? Do you think? Because sometimes I think it is. Yeah, I did the whole person to person thing. Yeah, I'm gonna make a, and then hopefully maybe 15 minutes later you could, you know, yeah, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's I don't know, and it's like I was getting back to the lady buying the stuff, um, I started watching, um, because I've always been interested in like survival stuff. I mean, if you watch any of the gameplay that I do, I've always been fascinated with like living off the land, and of course, where I grew up had a big part of that. But um, a part of me is like, these survivalists, man, these minimalist people. Um, ain't nobody laughing. I mean, everybody was laughing at them. Ain't nobody laughing now. People are wanting ideas, you know, tips, tricks. What do you do? And people, and they're putting out videos. A couple of people, and it's calm, it's informative. Everybody, be calm. Think about what you need. It's not, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Everybody go buy everything you can. Take every credit card you've ever owned. Take out your savings. Take out, and run and buy every single item in the grocery store you can lay your hands on. It's the end of the world. You know? I think we all do. I think we all swim in oceans of information. The thing is, um, being able to tell what is the right information and discarding what we know is just crap and fluff. You know what I'm saying? Um, no, I don't think it's weird at all. I think we all swim in oceans of information. But it's like, I mean, the guy I was watching was talking about, and the only reason I was watching him because he was talking about like, but he is like a doomsday prepper. He, according to him, we are in the light stages of what he calls the three phases. Because like the first phase is like, there's some big national crisis, and like tornadoes and hurricanes and that kind of level of stuff. The next one is like now we are getting into, it's like a world thing, like a pandemic, which is what we are in now. And then of course the third one is like total societal breakdown. Uh, Power grids are off. Um, you know, Stores aren't getting restocked, that kind of deal. So, but he was talking about the different kinds of generators, and I did not know, and I mean, I could never afford one, but there is like a generator, but it doesn't run on gas; it runs on solar panels. You know, um, yeah, and yeah, you're right. Those stages have always been there. I just don't think we as a society we tend to just dismiss things when it doesn't concern us if it's not in front of our faces, you know? And I mean, this quickly is in front of everybody's face. And yeah. Yeah, sure. For as long as mankind has been around. Um, but that's what kind of caught my attention on that. And I was like, okay, so for me, what do I want to buy? And the first good hint that I saw, he was like, "You do not run out and buy." He goes, "Because people want to instantly just buy everything." And he goes, "Let's be practical, folks." He goes, "Most people in America, and this I don't know how it is anywhere else. Most people in my town, state, this region, I'm sure most, 50% at least, live from paycheck to paycheck. There is not a big amount of cash laying somewhere that I can just go stick my hand in it. Oh, here's $1,000. I'm going to go buy a generator and 6 months of food, and that doesn't. I mean, most people do not make it from payday to payday. Most people I know around here, you give up something in order to pay something else. You know, so so you got to think of, okay, do I want to get ready? Absolutely. I think everybody needs to be prepared because we've got to. You've got to think. You know, um, is there a potential for you to be quarantined where you are? Do you guys think that? Do you think that? I mean, are you hearing about a lot of cases? Are you hearing about anything locally around you to that effect? Because I mean, I know in some of the bigger cities around here, they're already closing schools. They're already school activities, ball games are being canceled, graduations are being dances, proms, things like that are being canceled. So it only stands to reason that sooner or later, as this thing spreads and more tests are done and we find out exactly how many people do have this, which I think is going to be another shock. We'll get into that in a minute. But I think yeah. So I mean, but it's you have to at least think about it, and that is where you go from team panic to team prepared. You've got to at least acknowledge. Uh, yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. When things are being shut, but it's sensible. Large, big crowds. I saw that Disneyland shut down. Um, People can yell all they want to about like ball games and stuff like that, but it's sensible. Um, but there was that one coach, I can't remember who it was, or the owner of that one team, Cuban, Kerbin, whatever his name is. Um, he was still going to pay like the hourly wages of people who worked, like in the the stadium, because he goes this is disrupting their lives. And he goes, I know people live paycheck to paycheck. I thought that was really cool. I can't remember. I don't follow ball. I don't know anything about baseball or basketball or anything like that. But I thought that was really cool. You know. Uh, but you've got to think about what would with what I have now in my house, could I live if I was quarantined? Because they're saying if you have to quarantine, yeah, look him up, Sakura. It's CUB8 Cuban, whatever his name is. He's a ball. He's a ball. I don't know which team he owns or whatever or which stadium, but it's something to do with basketball. I wish I could remember his name, Cuban or Cuban or Cuban or whatever his name was. But yeah, so you got to think to yourself, um, yeah, that's another good thing. A lot of people have that opportunity. They can work from home. I know Google's doing it. I mean, I know Amazon's doing. A lot of people are doing that. But then again, if you are in, hospitality services, you work in a store like I do. That is not. You cannot do it. That is not a. So what do you do? I did see where they were going to do like some kind of tax relief for taking out federal taxes. Well, it don't matter if you ain't getting a paycheck. What good's that going to do? You know, that only helps if you're going. You can work somewhere that you're actually getting a paycheck. Most people might not. I mean, you have to face that fact. A lot of places here, I'm sure it's the same way where you guys live. I mean, it's small businesses, it's mom and pop businesses. It's not big, huge corporations. You know. So I mean, they can't afford to do that. Not for everybody. They'll be broke in 6 months, 6 weeks. You know. There you go. That's him. Yeah, Mark Cuban. I don't know how Cuban or however how you say his name. That's the one that did it. Yeah, I thought that was really cool of him. Um, I mean, of course, he's a multi-millionaire. I mean, um, yeah. So, and he's paying everybody that works in that arena. So, I mean, I thought that was really awesome. I hope other people in his position will do the same thing and help people out. I hope so. Um, but yeah, you got to stop and think. Okay, well, what do I need? Well, of course, the first thing you need, if I'm stuck at home, I need toilet paper, which is why there was such a huge run on toilet paper. Because the first thing that everybody thought was, oh my God, we're all going to get quarantined. And I mean, that's why milk and bread didn't go, because the snow lasts for 2 days. This is going to last for weeks, maybe months. We don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, and there's a. No, it's not really off subject. Because it does make you think about other parts of the world. Um, you know, what are they doing? How are they doing? No, it's not off the subject. Things like this do kind of make you nostalgic, I guess. Um, but me and my daughter talked about it. Me and my husband talked about it today. And if I had any advice to give anybody, it would be, if you're going to stock up, think about it. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that meme. That was cute. Um, think about, if you're going to stock up, that's fine. But stock up on things that you normally use. Like my husband he eats oatmeal. I do not. So when we buy oatmeal, instead of buying when I go, we will buy two instead of one big containers. Okay. I usually go for cereal. Milk, usually a gallon of milk. If you get the date right, or you could go powdered milk. is going to last a couple of weeks. You can get, look at dates. You can get cereal that doesn't go out of date for months. Okay? Peanut butter, great protein, great energy. Nothing's better than a PB&J. You know, then people are going to start saying, "Well, you're not going to be able to get bread." Yeah, I mean, I got my crock pot full of pinto beans right now. That will last us a couple of, yeah, um, water. Well, luckily, I mean, I don't have city water. We have well water here. We have a well. Won't do as much good if the power goes out. So you got to think about stuff like that. Could this stuff happen? Yeah, it could. Could our infrastructure get so bad? Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I mean, a lot of people make their own bread. A lot of people make their own bread. All I'm saying is people need to plan, but plan carefully and don't waste money. I mean, I have seen people come into our store and they are gathering up stuff like they're waiting for the next zombie to walk through the door in 5 minutes, and they're just gathering armfuls of stuff. And I heard this one woman say, um, "Oh well, if you never know what you're going to need." And I heard this other woman say, "Yeah, I don't usually eat ramen, but." And I'm like, "Well, if you don't eat it, why are you buying it?" Because you know as good as I do, people, after this is over and all this food is piled up somewhere, these people are going to throw it out in the trash. They will not even think about donating it to homeless shelters or food banks or anything. It will go in the trash. It will sit in a cabinet somewhere. Oh, I might, yeah, you never know. It might not be over. And then a year down the road, it's going to be in the trash. Oh, see, that's an excellent idea. Almost all houses are required to have rainwater tanks, so water is not such a problem here. Very, very true. That is an excellent idea. But I mean, it's like I drink Mountain Dew Zero. You know, not much, but I mean, maybe a 2 liter a week. But when I empty them, I don't throw away. I put water in them. I cannot afford to go out and buy all these, the big 5 gallon things to keep water and purifiers and all that. I've got good well water. I just fill up 2 liter drink bottles, you know, because you want to keep a gallon, at the minimum, a gallon per person per day. I mean, probably more. You'd probably want to do 2 or 3, 5 gallons if you could, But some people cannot afford to go out and buy all this stuff. So, but then you have to think, well, what happens if the power goes out? Can it? I mean, people don't want to look at the stuff, but you're going to have to. Cans of soup, cans of vegetables. This stuff lasts years. You know. People are talking about there's no hand sanitizer. Honey, vinegar is one of the best sanitizers there is. Um, Vinegar and baking soda. You know. Um, Me and my husband were talking about because we have like just a little cheap little um, outside grill. You know. We were talking about going ahead and getting some charcoal. Why not? We usually don't buy it until summer, but you know, there you go. I don't know. I think people just need to. Everybody needs to take. I mean, because I'm sure after we end this, I'm gonna go look online, see what's going on, and it's gonna be a whole nother. I mean, because I'm already hearing rumors that because my daughter works at a casino, works at the casino here, and I mean they're already talking about suspected cases, and I mean that's a big when you live in a town, um, and there's like an event or a thing that people come to. I mean, around here, we're isolated. Like I said, we're 2 hours from anywhere. But when people constantly come to your town for whatever, you know, yeah, I mean, if people can afford it, you really should look into generators. Or I was really interested in that solar generator. Even if you can't get gas, you can still charge your generator with solar power. I mean, that's a slow thing to catch on here in the states. Oh, it is in this area, because well, the power company will always be here. Yeah, until the power goes out. And we are the on of the power company we are under, that are way down at the other end of the state. We are like next to the last people on the line. It could take weeks if our power went out. So yeah, yeah, it's crazy how people are. Have you guys had any like one on one personal, you know, things that happen yet, or is it been more like you're catching stuff on the news about your area? Because I mean, working as a because I'm a stalker, and things that I've already seen a couple like in life person, and I'm just like, oh God, the is gonna hit the fan. Oh yeah, there's all kind of stuff like that. I love watching stuff like that. I find it fascinating, Kim. Um, there is so much cool stuff on YouTube about do it yourself. People are so inventive. But when it gets to and people look at them like they're crazy. Why would you waste time doing that? Why would you waste your energy doing that? That is so stupid. That is so silly. And these are the people now that are going, pretty normal. No one is panicking. Yeah, it's. I wish I could say this. I think most people are trying. Yeah, most people. I think we're past that now. It's into the people are just grabbing everything, and I'm talking like I heard that somebody was saying here on Facebook, that their neighbor was getting all kind of dog food, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! Now there's going to be a run on dog food. That's why the toilet paper. That's what has everybody fascinated, is the toilet paper. Why? Why is it? Why is it the toilet paper? That's what gets me. Why is it the toilet paper? Of all the things, I mean, because I took survival classes when I was in the military. I don't want to be crude or rude or socially unacceptable, but there are ways to wash your butt without anything to do with toilet paper. Yeah, it's just it's one of those things. See, now I was thinking about that, Kim, because it's getting ready to be spring here soonish, and weather is already starting to warm up, and people are going to. And I'm thinking to myself, should I? Because I live on top of a mountain, and it is nothing but rocks. You know what I'm saying? But I could do I could do raised garden little lots. Little squares. I am seriously considering that. I'm wondering to myself, should I invest in it? Should I mean, and it wouldn't take a lot of money. I'm just but it would take a lot of effort and time. So I'm thinking to myself, should I do that? And I mean, I'm really considering it. I think I might. I think it would be. I think it would be worth it. Uh, yeah. Even I mean, even if it, when all this blows over, if nothing else, it will make you more self sufficient. And people are saying, "Well, I live in the city. I can't do that." No, no, no. I have watched people. There's the this frugal lady that I watch. I think I posted one of her videos in my Discord. Um, Kim, are you in my Discord? You need to join the Discord, girl. Um, there is she's really frugal about stuff, and I did not know that like romaine lettuce and like onion. I mean, if you like cut off the tops, this is usually what you use. You put it in water, and that stuff will resprout. That is so cool. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's. You do not have to have a lot of space to do some of this stuff. You know, I'm really wanting to look into it. It's I think we need to, because I made a list of stuff that I thought um I would need. You know, what are we gonna need? And I was like, okay. And then I made out a list. It's probably got about 20 items on it. Okay. Um, but I tried to make it so it was things that I already use in my day to day life, things that I already eat. I just need to maybe double up on them. Like I said, oatmeal. My husband he eats oatmeal because it's for his heart. So like I said, instead of buying one of the big ones, I buy two. Peanut butter. Love PG and J's. You know. So, but I will buy like the double pack. Peanut butter. Soup. I mean, we eat soup all the time. I make all kind of soup. You know. But instead of 10 cans, I'll buy 20, and that's you know 2 or 3 weeks right there. Um, an extra thing of oil. You know. We do not drink coffee. Um, but we don't really like just water either. We are tea drinkers. This is the South, so I mean, it's iced tea. So I'll make sure that because in one box of 100 tea bags, I mean that's a couple of 3 weeks of gallons of tea. So yeah, yeah. Big things of rice. We eat rice. We eat pinto beans. Um, like another good thing is like if you don't want to get like Gatorade, like if you get sick and feverish, you dehydrated, even if you get the powdered Gatorade, that's gonna last a while. Just to give the water taste. Um, cans of veggies. Yeah, I think a lot of and that's another thing you got to think about is cost. Because I watched some guy on he shops at Costco. Now we don't have one around here. We have a Walmart. Um, that we do have like Sam's Clubs, but that's way off, like down toward Atlanta. That's like 2 hours from here. So if you want to go to a place that like uh it's you got to think about, okay, do I honest to God need, 50 pounds? You know what I'm saying? Um it's I don't know. You got to think reasonably. Well, first of all, you got to think storage. I mean, even if you can't afford to buy a month's worth of food, do you have somewhere to store it? Because I mean, I know people that live in small places, man. It's not like they got like a huge basement or attic or something that they can put this stuff in. I mean, I live in just a little small little trailer. That's what we could afford when our house burnt down, when our other place burnt down. Uh oh. Hope it's okay, Kim. But yeah, I mean, you got to think about another good thing that, and especially that people don't think about, is are you going to be able to get like over the counter medicines? Because I promise you, that's going to be the next thing people focus on if they haven't already. Yeah, like when people rent. See, that's another thing that's worrying people. If I get quarantined and I can't go to work, how am I going to pay rent? And are the people going to be able to kick me out because I can't pay rent? You know. So I mean, you got to think about all this stuff, and I think that's why people are just panicking. You know what? Oh my God, what do we do? Buy toilet paper. That still just cracks me up. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know why. I don't know why. But a good thing is honey, especially if you can find raw honey. Raw local honey is great for soothing coughs. It's great for a sweetener. So um, another good thing. I mean, especially if people are sick, and I mean, applesauce is a good one. Just because it's nice and smooth, and it's not your stomach's going to be weak anyway. You know. Um, yeah, lemon and honey tea, absolutely. People have got to think about. You've got to think about stuff like this. Um, just I mean, you've got to. Everybody wants to be on team prepared, but I think everybody is starting out. I mean, 90% of people started out on team panic, and I think some people are staying there simply because I don't. Honestly, there's some kind of perverse excitement about it, and I have. I mean, I'm just speaking the truth. I think some people are enjoying the hype. I think most people, after the initial, now that it's in our face and we know it's real, I think, it's going to calm down. People are like, okay, it's all right. Even, because, first, but we've got to get, what's going to help us the most is getting accurate information. You know, people have got to get accurate facts and quit listening to Joe Blow from down the road on social media, that because some people that are talking the loudest, people think they know the most. Yeah, I totally believe that with all my heart, that some people are enjoying the crisis because it's exciting and they are part of it, and people are listening to them on social media. You know, I'm sorry. There are only. I am not getting into the hype. I am not listening to some of, and it's not just politicians. It is not just politicians that are, and I don't care what you're affiliated with. I don't care which side you're on, what group you are, left, right, whatever. I could care less. Everybody is spraying bullshit because this is an election year, and because I mean, if you sound authoritative and like you know what you're doing, people are going to believe you know what you're doing. I have watched some of these people fumble through with some of the most vaguest bullcrap I have ever heard in my life. Oh well, we are aware of the situation, and we are putting into place measures, blah blah. And okay, what are they? Well, we are in the process of maneuvering funds and blah blah. Okay, but what are you doing? Well, just rest assured that we are on top of it. Yeah, but what are you doing? Do you not understand the words coming to my mouth? What are you doing? I want to know step by step plans that are in place. What are you doing? And it's local. It's local. I don't know how many times I have read just today. We are looking at the situation. Okay, first of all, who is we? What situations are you looking at? Do not vaguely say that we're looking at a situation. That could be anywhere from a broke water line. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody saw somebody sneeze at Walmart. What situations are you looking at? When you see these situations, do you have an initial plan that y'all are going to start? Yes, no, maybe? Is there a plan after the plan? I'm sure that is an initial plan. Is there a secondary plan? Okay, if such and such happens, okay, let's say A happens and this thing hits us full in the face. I mean, just bam. What are we going to do? What can we expect our local and I'm not talking even state. I am talking in your town, in your county. What are you going to do? Who's going to do it? How long will it take for y'all to react to whatever's coming? Is there a plan for our whole town getting cut off from? I mean, you have got to be, somebody somewhere is thinking along these lines. They've got to be. They have got to be. You cannot tell me that somebody is not thinking about this stuff, because you better know that the common person is, or we wouldn't be having a damn run on toilet paper. People would not be buying 600 rolls of toilet paper. People have got to, you've got to have trust and faith in the people who are leading the charge. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we were talking about plans of action. You know, I think we've got to know who. People have got to quit being. We're back to the vague thing. Um, when is the best time to say something? Uh, Probably before the disaster hits would be my guess. You know, we're back to my five W's. Who is saying what? If you are a medical person right now, I'm going to be more inclined to listen to you than I am the governor of so and so, because I'm sure the governor of so and so don't know anything about, you know what I'm saying? They are getting their cues from federal government, which in my opinion is just they and it doesn't matter which side, they're too busy fighting amongst themselves to have any facts lined up. I mean, we have got to get organized. That's like the other day when President Trump said that he was putting uh, Pence in charge of this response. And everybody was just shocked because they thought the dude from CDC was in charge or whoever it was. And he's like, and all they could focus on was, are you being replaced? Um, no, no, I'm not being replaced. We're glad to have the vice president to help, but it sounds like you're being replaced. And I'm just like, oh my, yeah, face palm. Oh my God, just face desk. Oh, good God, people, come on, man. Everybody get on the same page. Where did I mean? Everybody has got to. We just got to calm down, and everybody. First of all, know what you're saying before you say it. I personally kind of tend to agree with that, Kim. Honestly, I do. I think people are being put in charge. Here, you're in charge. Great choice. Go ahead and handle that. I'll be over here in the corner. You know, there are so many scapegoats in place right now, and that's from any side. I don't care which side of this the politic arena you are looking at or looking from. There are scapegoats in place for any kind of disaster that y'all want to name. A to Z. And that is the truth. So yeah, no, it's we are to the point of, you know, yeah, it's just it's crazy. I know for a fact there are plans around here. I did see on Facebook that even though some of the schools are closing, they are still going to open like to because I mean we this is a poor region of the world. This is where I live. People depend on school meals for their kids to eat. You know, so I mean I know there are plans for like for schools to go ahead and they're going to serve breakfast and lunch just so they know. And if the kids can't come, if places are quarantined, they will like have buses and they will deliver it to the houses if they said they have to. I thought that was awesome. You know, so but I mean, we were even talking on Facebook about if this one somebody put if you're having trouble feeding your kids, let me know and I will donate like jars of peanut butter and jelly and stuff like that. And I put in like I talk to them privately. I'm like, look, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I work at Big Lots and we get a discount, employee discount, and if it comes down to it and you start getting where people are asking for your help, I'll be more than glad if we have anything left. I'll help you buy it. I don't mind tossing it. I mean, it'd be great. Let's We have got to come together as communities and get our crap together because the more I am seeing of what the government is doing, it's just you know it's stupid. I'm sorry. And I don't like I said I'm not preaching politics. I'm not preaching religion, but all I know is that this virus does not care if you are Buddhist, Catholic, um, independent, um, Republican, Democrat, whatever. It does not care. It is coming and it is going to bulldoze us down if we do not get our crap together. Yeah, and if that's see that's awesome. Local council is starting to put together teams to go around to houses and bring them stuff. See, it's going to take down here with us, our little communities. It's going to take local stuff like that that's going to get us through this. You know, but it's also but once on higher up shows that they are organized and they've got their crap together, we have to listen. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you got your stuff together, man. Okay, let's go. Let's get organized. We got this. I know it's going to be inconvenient for a while, but I not only do I have to think about me, I have to think about you. If I heard somebody say, not only am I washing my hands for me, I'm washing my hands for you. And that is, I mean, you can't just think of, okay, I'm thinking of three people in this house. No, I've got neighbors up the road and there's neighbors down the road, and I've got to think of that too. You have to be proactive. You can't just close your eyes and sit there and say, well, the government that is going to handle it. God's going to handle it. You have got to handle it. We have all got to handle this. You can't just shrug it off and say, well, God will handle it. I'm praying. God already did his part. He gave you common sense. It is up to you to use it, people. That's just the truth. And politics be damned, and religion, I don't, whatever. That's just it. You have got to use the common sense that you have in your head to make smart, calm, rational decisions. If you cannot do that, then shut the hell up and stay off social media. For one. So, yeah, it's just okay. Preaching over. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to start because this stuff gets me, it gets me going. No, people can't do that. You're exactly right, Sakura. People cannot do it. There has always got to be somebody that's got to jump up. No, 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 no. That's not right. This isn't right. No, you're exactly right. People can't do it. They cannot do it. And but then you're right back in the same damn mess you were in. Here come the politics. Well, the liberals are doing it. The conservatives are doing it. Trump's doing it. Bernie's doing it. You know, it's crap, man. It's absolute crap. And that's why we can never get anything going in this country. This country is so, and probably the world, to be honest with you, because we're so busy screaming that we're right that we can't hear anybody else talking. You know? It's ridiculous. And are we going to change? Not in time for anybody to anything to help. I don't think. You would. I mean, it's so. I mean, it's so funny. The magnitude of things. I watch. You know. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm right. You're wrong. And the reason that I'm right and you're wrong is because I'm right and you're wrong. Now, if we do, it will be so late in the game it won't even matter, Sakura. If people change as a whole, we are on the brink of just talk about disaster. I mean, I fully expected. I'm going to be honest with you, because I've always watched the Doomsday Clock. I fully expected them to go ahead and tick it up to midnight. I really did, because that is just my personal opinion. Again, doesn't matter to anybody but me. I think we are so close to just irreversibly dooming ourselves because we are so freaking arrogant and stupid. We are what was it? What is it now? Like 15 seconds or something? We are there, people. Now, to be fair, and I have to say this, the U.S. is so far behind the rest of the industrialized world. We all have Medicare for all, good minimum wages, and social good safety nets. And it's the truth. And do you know why that is, Kim? I can tell you exactly why that is. And it gets tedious here, and we live in the best country in the world. Since it, yeah, that absolutely, I agree with you 1,000% on that. I agree 1,000%. That is the truth, and do you know why? Because we are, and I'm speaking as an American, and I'm not speaking as a Republican American or Democrat American or whatever. This country is ran for the convenience of a few mega companies. That's it. Because I guarantee you, most of these big corporations, all these little other corporations, if you start tracing them back about who owns what and what is a subsidiary of such and such, they all go back to about 10 or 15 major companies. And in charge of those is what, one big billionaire. That this country is run at the convenience for a few mega billionaires. That's it. They do not want reform in health care because that is somebody's paycheck. Because I mean, come on, when you go to a hospital and a band-aid is $20, you don't believe me? Get a breakdown of an American, and I'm talking about detailed breakdown, which you can ask for. And if people would ask for it, they would be shocked. People get over here, get a hospital bill. If you got a detailed one, you would be shocked at how much some of the band-aids, when a nurse comes in and changes a bag of fluid, gives you two Tylenol, you would be astounded at how much that stuff is. It would blow your mind. And the reason I know is because the last hospital bill my husband got, I asked for a detailed one. I was floored. I was floored. Yeah, it's crazy. It is absolutely insane. And do you think anybody wants health care for everybody? No. It's ridiculous. And what gets me? I mean we're I ain't gonna lie, we're having it bad. We're having it rough. It is. It's not even paycheck to paycheck anymore. We are down. I mean, I'll just be honest with you. We are down to eating one meal a day, each of us. And what scares me is there are people that are worse than we are. And that's with two people working in the family and still can't make it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would never happen over here, Kim, because that is somebody. No, it is ridiculous. And another thing that kind of, see, I'm preaching now, but another thing that kind of ticks me off is people don't pay attention when like local, when it's time to vote on things, that bills that are coming up and things like that. You have to read all that stuff because things get snuck in. Oh, this is bill 14-2A, and they give you a few broad spokes, what that's going to be about. Oh yeah, I'm voting for that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 I'm not voting for that. Um, but what they don't tell you is all the tiny little details and amendments that get added in there that never get talked about, and before you know it, it is a law, and there ain't nothing you can do. And then things start changing. You're going, what the hell happened? What do you mean that's a law? When did oh yeah, that passed, back when that. No, it didn't. Oh, yes, it did. It happens all the time. It's ridiculous. So, people can talk all they want to about, oh, America's the greatest country in the world. No, it's great if you in the right position. That's what it is. you know? I mean, it's like this thing right here. I mean, people can, of course, everybody else in the world, first world countries. Oh, this is so pathetic. I mean, these Chinese people in third world countries and civilized countries, and I'm like, people, they were a civilization 3,000 years ago. We've been here for 300. you know, it is. I mean, we got to quit being so blind and stupid and arrogant. We are killing each other. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, we can't. That's why when disasters like this happen, when big things like this happen, it is a utter, total. I'm just gonna say it. It is a clusterfuck. You know, it's exactly what it is because the left hand don't know what the damn right hand is doing, and if they do, they're fighting about it. I don't care what you're affiliated with. Common sense, people. Maybe, just maybe, this whole virus thing will be a wake up call. I hope so, because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think we got too many more coming. Well, I said the same thing about Katrina. I was like, man, okay, they going to be all over this. That was one of the biggest clusters I've ever seen in my life. People didn't know what was going on, who was in charge, what things were, who did what. And people, there are people now still living in those little federal trailers that they gave them. I am not kidding you. There are people still in those things. It is ridiculous. Nah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah, and that's another. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, well, so and so's doing such a fine job." Well, first of all, so and so ain't had no opposition in the last 50 years. You know, and some of them people stay in there. My God, Jesus Christ! Some of them people can't even walk into the Senate or the Congress. It's ridiculous. 90-year-old people. Come on, man. Wake up. Everybody wake up before it is too late. All right, guys. I'm going to get off here. Thanks for listening to my rant. But please be on team prepared, not team panicked. You know, if you share information, and I know everybody wants to share correct information, don't just everybody just take a deep breath. It is scary, and it's probably going to get scarier, but we're not going to get through it if we do not everybody do the right thing and just, you know, calm down. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And thanks for listening to me rant. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Everybody, you guys